Welcome to Bhutan! The Kingdom of Bhutan is a tiny, landlocked country in the Himalayas, with a population of only around 800,000 people. The country has earned itself the nickname of being a hermit kingdom since it is one of the most secluded countries on Earth. How secluded, you ask? The country did not have cars until 1961, and no TVs or internet until 1999. In fact, the country did not even open up to tourists until 1974. And that's intentional, because Bhutan is committed to preserving its own culture. And how are they able to ward off foreign influence? By being the most mountainous country on Earth, with mountains covering 98.8% of its total area. And in this video, I will show you how to explore this mysterious country within a single week. Bhutan only has one international airport connecting it to the outside world, and only a few cities have direct flights to Bhutan, all of which are in Asia. Also, only 2 airlines fly into Bhutan: the Royal Bhutan Airlines and the Bhutan Airlines. It's confusing, I know. Another reason why it's so hard to get to Bhutan is because its airport is actually considered one of the most difficult airports to land at in the world, since the runway itself sits in a valley at an altitude of around 2,200 meters, while being surrounded by mountain peaks that are 5,500 meters. This means pilots cannot use radar assistance, but must instead fly manually. And currently, only around 50 pilots around the world are certified to land in Bhutan. One thing to know about Bhutan is that all tourists must have a tour guide. So after we landed, we were picked up by our tour guides Dorji and Momlal.
Hello everyone, I'm Dorji, a tour guide from Bhutan.
Hi, I am Momlal.
By the way, they're super nice, so I highly recommend them for your next adventure in Bhutan. Our first stop was the Tachog Monastery, which is just half an hour away from the airport. Even though it's not the most famous monastery in Bhutan, they've got a nice little suspension bridge with prayer flags on the side, as well as great mountain views. Next, we drove another 1.5 hours from Tachog Monastery to the famous Dochula Pass. Here it is 3,100 meters tall between Thimphu and Punakha. This place was built in 2004 to commemorate a 2003 war that Bhutan fought with Assam. And because of this, they built 109 different stupas with a similar design along this mountain pass, and is used to commemorate the fallen soldiers as well as to bring good luck to all the travelers that pass through this mountain pass. From here, you can also look into the distance and see Gangkhar Puensum, Bhutan's tallest mountain, which also happens to be the tallest unclimbed mountain in the world. Honestly, I think this record will hold forever since Bhutan has banned all mountaineering in the country due to spiritual beliefs about the sacred status of these mountains. Our next stop was the Chimi Lhakhang, which is basically a fertility temple, and the village next to it, which only sells phallus-related items, which is rumored to lead to fertility blessings. I also took a cool little photo to commemorate this joyous occasion. Behind me is the Chimi Lhakhang, also known as the Fertility Temple. Basically, couples who have trouble giving birth could come here to receive blessings so that they could give birth. And in order to receive this blessing, the mother actually has to carry a super massive and heavy wooden phallus around the temple 3 times in order to receive the blessing. As a side note, in Bhutan, when visiting Buddhist temples, it is customary to walk clockwise around the temple first before entering the temple. This logic also applies to spinning prayer wheels, which must also be done clockwise, not anti-clockwise. Also, visitors are expected to wear long pants and not take photos inside the temples. When leaving the temple, I also ran into these 2 uncles and we kind of just stared at each other for a hot minute for no reason at all. So that was kind of jokes. We started day 2 with a hike up to Khamsum Yulley Namgyal Chorten, which is a stupa commissioned by Bhutan's royal queen mother to spread peace and harmony throughout the country. The hike up there offers stunning views of Punakha Valley, which is where we're staying for the first 2 days of the trip. The Chorten itself is located at the top of the hill. Unfortunately, like most religious buildings in Bhutan, I'm not allowed to film the insides of the building, but I am allowed to film at the top of the Chorten, which has an even more insane view of the valley. Our next stop was whitewater rafting in Punakha Valley. The valley actually has two rivers to raft in. Firstly, the Mochu, which stands for Mother River, and the Phochu, which stands for Father River. We decided to raft in the Mother River, and to be honest, many parts of the river were not that rapid, so it ended up just being a nice way to sit back and enjoy the views. In fact, I spent so much time not having to paddle, so I just started beefing with other tourists. But it was all in good fun because I make friends, not enemies.
Hi. I'm recording with my GoPro. Yeah, hello. Where are you from? Where in India? Huh? Bangalore. Oh, nice.
Next, we head to Punakha Dzong, which is widely considered to be the most beautiful fortress in Bhutan. This is also where the current king and queen of Bhutan got married. Another fun fact about this place is that no nails were used to build the fortress at all, just immaculate woodworking skills. The architects also built the fortress without ever drawing up any architectural plans on paper, which is categorically insane. Next to Punakha Dzong is the Punakha Suspension Bridge, which is also a famous tourist attraction, though it was closed when I got there. And at night, we did a home visit to learn more about what locals like to eat.
This is a butter tea, okay? So made from the cow butter and from the local tea leaf. You can give it a try. If you like it, you can have some more. Okay.
Let's give it a try.
I have a local biscuit, okay? So local cookies. It's a
Oh, damn,
homemade.
that's good.
The roasted rice, okay? And you can just put inside the tea or drink together.
We also tried Bhutan's national dish, the emadachi, which is basically hot chili peppers mixed with a cheese stew. It is the most popular dish in Bhutan, and locals often eat it served with rice. And now it's time to taste it. Since Bhutan is a majority Buddhist country, locals here mainly eat vegetables and dairy products, especially chili, pumpkin, cheese, and butter. Also, Bhutanese food is usually very spicy since locals love putting chili into all their dishes. And this is why if you check out people's homes around here, you'll often see them sun-drying their harvested chili right on their rooftops or on their balconies. Also, killing animals is banned in Bhutan, whether it is hunting or fishing. So even though you can eat meat in Bhutan, all the meat you see here is actually imported from other countries. Also, during the home visit, we learned that Bhutan is in fact a matriarchal society.
And it's our culture that once we get married, the husband has to come to the wife's place.
Oh, is it? Really?
And if whatever the
Bhutan?
properties are in Bhutan, and especially the western part of Bhutan, and whatever the properties that belongs to the household will be shared within the daughters.
I want to ask, is love marriage or arranged marriage more common in Bhutan?
Arranged marriage is quite popular in the olden days during our grandparents' time. But now, these days, everyone is getting love marriage.
On day 3, we drove to Phobjikha Valley, which is considered one of the most beautiful glacial valleys in Bhutan. The valley is also famous for being the habitat for black-necked cranes. We are now at the Black-necked Crane Conservation Center, and behind us is 2 cranes named Pema and Karma. They are actually near-threatened species with around only 700 of them in Bhutan. And also, you'll notice that they have a black head and a red crown on top of their head. Another famous site in Phobjikha Valley is the Gangkhar Monastery. Every winter, when the black-necked cranes fly from the Tibetan plateau back to Bhutan, they will always visit this monastery and circle around the monastery for 3 times before they settle back down in the valley. Similar to other monasteries in Bhutan, visitors can come spin these prayer wheels which have mantras inscribed on them. This is thought to generate positive karma. Next to the Gangte Monastery is the Gangte Phobjikha Nature Trail, which traverses a hillside on the edge of the valley and provides spectacular views over the U-shaped valley itself. Along the way, you'll get to see villagers going about with their daily lives, and many cows grazing on the land. Even locals would stop by to admire the views. And that's pretty much it for day 3. Thanks for watching. I will show you the second half of my Bhutan journey in the next video, where I will be going to the legendary Tiger's Nest Monastery, which is widely regarded as Bhutan's #1 attraction. I will also visit a weird-looking animal called the takin, which has the head of a goat and the body of a cow. Stay tuned.